By the end of this, you'll have OpenCode installed, connected to a provider, and running its first coding task on your machine. Skip one step, and you'll spend an afternoon wondering why the agent keeps stopping mid-task. OpenCode is a terminal AI coding agent with 75 plus providers, and the setup either clicks or it doesn't. I went through every step so you know exactly where it works and where it bites. Alright, so step 1, get OpenCode installed. I didn't expect this to be where people trip up, but the Windows native install is still in progress for Bun, and if you grab the wrong method, you'll get a broken binary with no clear error message telling you why. 5 install paths exist across macOS, Linux, and Windows, and one of them is a trap. I ran the official one-liner curl fsl https opencode.ii install /bash, and it detected my OS and architecture, dropped the binary, and added it to path without any manual config. On macOS and Linux, that's clean. On Windows, the recommended path is WSL, because the Bun native install is still in progress and will leave you with nothing. Install works cleanly on macOS and Linux, and Windows works if you go WSL. That's step 1 done, one of 6 steps working as documented. If you're on Windows and you try Bun, you'll waste time on a path that's not ready yet, so just use WSL and move on. I know the WSL thing because I watched someone spend a full afternoon on a broken Bun install before finding the note buried in the docs. If that's bitten you too, drop it in the comments. Okay, so step 2, connect a provider. You've got 75 plus options here, which sounds great, but the objection I keep seeing is, I already pay for Claude, can't I just use that? And the hard truth is, Anthropic blocked OpenCode from accessing Claude through consumer OAuth tokens back in January 2026, so if that's your plan, it won't work. I typed connect, pasted my API key, and OpenCode stored it in auth.json. Done. ChatGPT Plus, GitHub Copilot, and GitLab Duo all connect with 0 extra config, which is pretty nice. The Anthropic consumer OAuth block is real and community reported, so bring an API key, not an OAuth token, and you're fine. Provider setup works exactly as documented, 1 command and you're connected. That's 2 of 6 steps clean. The only real gotcha is the Anthropic OAuth block, and the fix is straightforward. Use a direct API key and it's a non-issue. One of the biggest problems I run into when using AI agents is turning their output into YouTube content I can actually use to market my product. That's why this video is sponsored by Subscriber, a tool that helps business owners connect their AI agents to YouTube and market their products without spending 10 hours every week creating content. You can connect Claude or ChatGPT directly to Subscriber. It then analyzes your business, website, and YouTube channel to help you create SEO-optimized video ideas, scripts, thumbnails, and even complete videos that actually match your brand. What I like most is that every week, Subscriber gives me a list of high-potential video ideas I can immediately execute, and it can even help edit videos for me, with or without my face, including videos like the one you're watching right now. It's easy to get started, and you can try Subscriber for free using the link in the description below. Now back to the video. Now, step 3, set up your project stack docs. What actually happens when you skip this is the agent runs on a monorepo and invents build scripts, mixes npm and yarn in the same file, and edits the wrong package entirely. I've seen this on first runs, and the root cause every time is missing context, not a bad model. I ran init in a project folder, and OpenCode scanned the repo, asked a few clarifying questions, and wrote out an agents.md with build, lint, and test commands. It works as documented. The docs say, commit it, because it's read every single session, and that's the part most people skip, which is why their agent keeps reinventing the wheel. Stack docs step works cleanly. Init does the job, and the file is genuinely useful. 3 of 6 steps working without drama. Commit that agents.md to version control right now, because if you don't, the next session starts from scratch. So, step 4, run your first coding task. 2 agents are built in. Build, which has full file access, and plan, which is read-only. The mistake people make is jumping straight into build mode without checking the plan first, and then the agent edits files you didn't want touched. Tab key switches between them, and that one habit saves you a lot of cleanup. I navigated to a project, ran OpenCode, hit tab to switch to plan mode, let it map out the steps, then switch to build. It ran bash, edit, and write tools without any extra config. Non-interactive mode also works. OpenCode run pp. Explain this codebase runs a prompt headlessly, which is pretty useful for scripting. Models are non-deterministic, so one run is evidence, not a guarantee. First task step works as documented. Build and plan agents both do what they say. 4 of 6 steps clean. Use plan before build every time, and you'll avoid the accidental file edits that make people think the tool is broken, when really they just skipped the read-only check. So 4 steps are working, but the next 2 are where OpenCode gets its worst reputation. Pricing limits that hit faster than you'd expect, and mid-task stops that make people think the tool is just broken. If those 2 land badly, everything before this stops mattering. Let's find out. Step 5. Pick your pricing plan. The number that's everywhere is $10 a month for Go, and that sounds like a flat rate, but it isn't. There are usage caps layered on top, and community reports say people are hitting the 5-hour cap in 30 minutes of actual work. So let's look at what you're actually getting. I looked at the actual Go limits and read them carefully. The monthly sticker is $10, but the real caps are $12 of usage per 5 hours, $30 per week, and $60 per month. Zen is $20 pay-as-you-go and auto tops up at $5 balance. Free models via Zen change constantly, and the community calls them unreliable. Pricing works as documented. Both Go and Zen are real options. 5 of 6 steps working. Just go in knowing the Go plan's monthly sticker comes with a per 5-hour ceiling, so if you're doing heavy sessions, Zen's pay-as-you-go is the less surprising option. Step 6. Mid-task stops. This is the #1 complaint on Reddit, and it's the one that makes people give up on OpenCode entirely. The agent just stops, no clear error, and you sit there wondering if it's the model, the network, or the tool. There are 3 specific defaults that cause this, and all 3 are fixable. I had to dig through the docs and GitHub issues to piece this together. The default provider timeout is 300,000 milliseconds, which is 5 minutes, and it's configurable. Auto compaction is on by default, and a wrong context window setting can trigger an infinite compact loop that just kills the task. Output tokens are capped at around 32,000, and you can override that with the OpenCode experimental output token. Max environment variable, mid-task stops are real, and the defaults are the culprit. That's 5 of 6 steps clean, 1 with gotchas. Set compaction.auto to false and raise the timeout before you blame the model, because 9 times out of 10, that's all it is. Alright, so here's what you'll have by the end of this. A working OpenCode install from a single curl command. A connected provider from a single connect command. An agents.md committed to your repo that the agent reads every session. And 2 agents, build and plan, ready to run on any project with 75 plus providers behind them. Okay, so common mistakes to avoid. First, auto compaction loops. If your agent stops mid-task, set compaction.auto to false in your config. Second, the 5-minute timeout. Raise it if you're running long tasks. Third, free models via Zen change constantly, so don't build a workflow that depends on a specific free model being available tomorrow. If you want a terminal AI coding agent with a 1-line install and 75 plus providers, OpenCode is the right pick, and 5 of those 6 setup steps just work. The one place to be careful is mid-task stops, and the fix is 2 config changes, compaction.autoFalse, timeout raised. One thing most tutorials skip, the Go plan's monthly sticker doesn't mean that much usage. The real ceiling is a 5-hour window cap, then $30 per week and $60 per month, and heavy users will hit that 5-hour window long before the monthly number matters. Check opencode.ai docs Go before you pick a plan. Now that OpenCode is running, the next thing worth understanding is how to get the most out of the AI tools you're already paying for. I did a full walkthrough on ChatGPT settings you should change, and a lot of those apply directly to how you configure any AI coding workflow. That one's up next.